This is the Dull Man's Podcast, the podcast for dull men
and women
who get excited about dull things.
Welcome to episode 31 of the Dull Man's Podcast. We have been on a little bit of a break. We were on a break, as they say in Friends, and it was the holidays, wasn't it? It was August, so we thought we'd take some time off. But we're back now, and we're in a brand new studio, otherwise known as my kitchen. So I hope it sounds all right. I've done everything I can to make it sound as good as a studio, and with me to
what have you done to make
test
it sound
the acoustic?
What have you done to make it as good as a studio?
Over the window.
I've put up a rug on the window.
Yeah. Right.
It's class, isn't it? With me in the studio stroke kitchen is Faye Hatcher. Hello, Faye.
Hello, Dave. And your ordinary studio just wouldn't have fridge magnets, which you have an abundance of.
Yeah, and the advantage is having a kettle in the studio, so you
Great.
can make tea very quickly.
Got it all here. What we're missing is a potty or a commode, and then we've got everything we need. Really.
Right,
We're not going to go anywhere.
We'll sort that out for
You're not
next
wearing
time.
a nappy?
Not today.
And that other voice you can hear, of course, is Demitris Deech, top 800 comedian. Deech, how you doing? Do you have a good summer?
Yeah, I went to Cornwall, which is good. You know, I just thought if you wear a nappy, you've basically got an ensuite bedroom, because we haven't got an ensuite at our house. But if I wore a nappy to bed, it's as good as an ensuite, isn't it?
You could you sell your house?
Yeah, you could
That's
say
all
has an
right.
ensuite, and they go, "Where's the ensuite?" I say, "Well, if you open up
Box of
that drawer,
nappies.
you've got some Pampers." There we go.
For those
Like
I
the-
think that's misleading, slightly. Trade description.
do you know what? There's estate agents writing this down. Going, yeah, what's that? So a box of Pampers and that, and you can add on what, £5,000 to the value of the house?
Anyway, we have got a very exciting show coming up for you today where we will not talk about adult nappies, I hope, but we will be talking about, Faye, you're going to talk about parking machines.
Parking machines or meters, if you're listening to us in America.
Parking meters.
Yeah.
That sounds very dull. And Deech, what are you talking about?
Sandwiches, all things sandwiches. And if we've got time, I've got a 7-step guide to making
Oh,
the...
here we go. You like curry.
Why is it always
Yeah,
seven
yeah,
I know,
steps?
7 steps.
Why not 5 or 10? And I'm going to be talking about drones. And I don't mean people who drone on about stuff. I mean the things that fly in the sky and the fact that they have become so ubiquitous over the last 10, 15 years. So, yeah, drones, although they have a longer history than you might think.
Oh.
And don't forget, also, we'll be voting for Fact of the Episode at the end. It's become quite controversial, Fact of the Episode, especially when we awarded it to a non-presenter, a feedback listener, in fact. And as you're going to hear in a minute in the feedback section, that's had consequences. So anyway... But we will be voting for Fact of the Episode later.
I'm quite confident, but I just want to say this, I'm quite confident of winning Fact of the Episode.
Well, statistically, you do win the most often,
I'm
Deech.
That's the controversial bit.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, exactly. But anyway, so that's all coming up on the Dull Man's Podcast. So it's feedback time. Hooray! Feedback time, feedback time, feedback time.
I thought you were getting a jingle. I thought you were making a jingle.
That is the jingle. That's
We're
that's
sticking with that.
What do you mean sticking with it? It's very good.
You are a professional musician as well.
Well, I'm not a professional musician. I am a musician, so there's a slight difference.
Hold on a sec.
I don't get
Oh,
paid
you're
for my
really
music.
Good. You're really good.
No, I'm an amateur musician. I could go and play in orchestras, but I don't get
An
paid for
amateur,
it.
you do it for the love, for the amour of it.
Exactly. Is that where that word comes from?
Yeah, of course.
Don't tell me Greek. Don't tell.
That's it. Fact of the episode.
It could be. It could be. So it's feedback time, as I said, and as I mentioned in the introduction, there was a little sort of bit of controversy around Fact of the Episode because we awarded it to Rosie from Devon.
I remember.
A few episodes ago for her fact, and I think it was the fact about the curtains being called legs in a theatre, and therefore break a leg means you break the curtains because they go back and forward so often with the curtain call and all that sort of thing. And Deech, you took issue with that because you fact-checked it, didn't you?
Mm-hmm, I did.
Or your version of fact-checking. You Googled it on your phone.
Yeah.
And came up with a different explanation. So
Yeah.
Rosie
Yes.
was listening, obviously, because she's a keen and avid listener, and she sent me this voicemail.
So desperate to get every single fact of the week, every episode, that you do a quick Google search and take the AI response, the first one there. Yeah, that's got to be true. Definitely. And it has a lot of validity to it as well, because, you do use your legs whilst bowing.
Yes.
Well, it's the thing about folklore, isn't it? You can never actually determine the origins of it because it's by word of mouth and it's lost by the time that we actually research it. So, yes, I know that you have a responsibility to fact check your episodes. So, thank you very much, Deech, for doing your due diligence.
I don't think she meant thank you, really.
But I have to say, in my 5 years in the industry,
5
not
years.
a single actor or lovey, as we call ourselves, I worked with said that explanation, so I doubt it, but you'll see. And yes, Dave, I believe that the word leg and tab are interchangeable.
Nice, yeah, I was right.
So I'll let you laugh at that one.
So, Deech, what do you think of Rosie's feedback there? So she thinks, fair enough, fact check, but
crying.
she's never heard
He's crying.
that explanation.
You're right, Deech. I've never seen you so upset before.
No, I'm not upset. I'm not upset.
upset.
I've rattled Rosie.
Well, I think her point was that the story she's heard is the one that all her and her lovey friends, as she put it, share, and she'd never heard your version about breaking actual legs.
A leg because you go back on so many times. You go back on.
But I think her point, and she did, to be fair to Rosie, she did say this, that you can never tell with folklore where it actually comes from, and many explanations, and it could be a combination of all those explanations. But
I think we need to go right to the top, and we need to speak to Sir Ian McKellen about where this phrase comes from.
Yeah, do you think he'd be an authority on this?
I think he would,
because he's taken so many curtain calls.
Definitely, yeah.
Right, if you could bring him to the next podcast.
Will do, yes,
that would be great. So now it's time to get on to the real substance of the podcast. And Faye is going to talk to us about parking machines.
Parking machines. I drive a car. I hate paying for parking. I would drive out of my way.
Yeah.
10 minutes walk
Yeah.
away from the office or wherever I'm going to if it's free.
Yeah. Have you got secret place? Sometimes you have.
I have,
places.
I have. If I have to pay for parking, I will. But I really resent it.
Yeah, you begrudge it, don't you?
I really do.
Yeah.
And what I really hate the most is, you can still get parking machines that take change. There's lots of fancy ways of doing it now with apps and everything. So, for example, yesterday I parked in my local town, and it's a council car park. So it's a parking machine that takes coins. And it's 90p for an hour.
Right, that's good value.
It is good value. It's quite an annoying sum, though, isn't it?
Yes, Dave, it is.
In some ways, it'd be better if it was just a quid and be done with it.
Exactly. So a lot of us nowadays don't carry change, do we? So I'm already winning because I've got a £1 coin in my purse. I put the £1 coin in.
It doesn't give you a 10p back.
It doesn't give you a 10p back. Right, we've sent people to space. We do amazing things with technology, yet we haven't invented a machine that can give you 10p change.
Well, we have invented the machine. They just chose not to use it. I mean, the machine
I think
exists.
they're right there.
Naughty!
Yeah, the machines exist, but the council know damn well that a lot of people are going to pay 10p extra.
Yeah.
Because because they have no choice. And you're right, it is very cynical.
Do you know what happened yesterday? A beautiful moment. And with advances in technology and everything and apps, as we've already talked about, this doesn't happen very often, but it used to happen back in the day. You're driving into a car park, and actually I'd already started on a very good note with this motorist because I let her come out of the car park so I could go in.
I know where this story's going.
She wound a window down and she said, would you like
asked
my
you for a
parking
date.
ticket?
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
She said, would you like my parking? I've got an hour left on this.
Yep.
And it wasn't one of those machines where you have to
Put
punch
your
I mean, that's
registration.
really
Yeah,
sneaky.
yeah.
Oh, yeah,
isn't it?
yeah. That's why they
You
do
put
it.
your
Yeah.
reg plate in.
Yeah, the budget they had for the change machine, they
always.
spent on the number plate thing.
So already I'm like, cash back.
And
Yeah.
you know you're not supposed to do you're not supposed to do that. They say the tickets are not transferable.
Yeah, but of course they say that. But
Yeah.
I mean, how the hell would they prove
so
it?
what I do when I've got time left over on my ticket is I will take the time to take it to the machine and put it there.
Beauty.
So when somebody else goes up, they're, what's that? And they get it and they see it and then the choice is there.
Yeah,
You
I've done
beauty. The problem is I was in town for 2 hours, so this only paid for the first hour. So
Yeah.
I had to go back to the car park anyway.
'Cause
And
I
then
did-
put my pound on or my 90p.
I did-
and
Yeah.
get my change
I did
back.
that in my local car, or not my local car park, but a car park I was in just 2 days ago.
When you were dogging.
Do you There's no
pay for
nothing
parking
change
when
there.
you're dogging?
Those car parks are normally free. So I'm told.
Yeah. It's usually in quarries, isn't it? No, it's just, well, I have a blocked left ear at the moment, and I went to get
What?
it. Yeah, I've got. Yeah, very good. And I went to get it cleaned out, and I put an hour in the car park, not an hour in my ear.
I was going to say, no wonder your ear's blocked.
And she couldn't. My earwax was too dry.
Oh.
So I was told to come back in a week's time.
Lost about 10 listeners.
Yeah.
But,
but gained 20.
okay, if you say.
And then when I got back to the car park, because obviously it had been a short appointment, I was like, I've paid for an hour, £2.20 for an hour, but I didn't even need that. I only needed 15 minutes.
Exactly.
When was the first parking meter? There's a clue there. When was it invented? What year?
Oh, I'm going to say, well, obviously,
I'm going to say 1920 if I can.
yeah, I
fit
was
in.
thinking the same sort of thing. So to be different, I'll say 1927.
Okay.
So Dave is closer. 1935, invented
Okay.
by American Carl C. McGee, installed in Oklahoma City on the 15th of July, 1935. When did the UK first have the introduction of parking machines?
Well, it was definitely in the 1960s because the Beatles were singing about Rita, the meter maid.
The meter maid, yeah,
On
that's
Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band.
Was she definitely a parking meter maid as opposed to an electricity meter maid or a gas meter maid? Or, I mean, are you sure of your facts here, Dean? Deech?
Should we go through the song? Lovely Rita, meter maid, nothing must come between us. Give me a wink and let me think of you.
Yeah, you see, it's not specific, is it?
It's not. But I'm going to say 1951.
Oh, right, I'm going to say 45.
58 in Mayfair. So
Oh.
Deech,
And was that an on-street
Closer.
parking meter?
yeah, first parking meters in the United Kingdom appeared in Mayfair in London, 1958. Have you been to a car park and it's registration plate recognition?
Oh,
So
yeah.
you haven't got to fanny around
Yeah.
with tickets
Yes.
and
Yeah.
anything?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
What about when it all goes wrong?
I've never had it go wrong.
See, I have repeatedly. I've got a D in my registration plate.
Okay.
And the screw that fixes the reg plate onto
Good
my
screw in
car,
action there, by the way.
thanks, mate, is right in the middle of the D, so it looks like a
Q? No,
B.
B. Oh,
B.
right, yeah.
So when I go and punch my reg plate in to pay, I don't recognise
right.
it. Don't recognise
So
it.
what do you have to press the button to speak to the
long
man?
queue behind
Yeah.
me,
And
getting
you-
really stressed,
Yeah,
sweaty.
yeah, because their bill is increasing. Because sometimes is when you pay, it's how long you've been there.
Yeah.
So there's a sort of intercom system on the machine, is there, where you can talk to the...
No, I've just put in the wrong reg plate and I can get out.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
You've figured out that it's
I figured
what
it
the
out
problem
now.
is.
Yeah, I'm like, I've forgotten my reg plate. I've gone back. I've taken a picture of it. No,
Yeah.
it won't accept it.
Oh,
so
that's terrible, isn't it?
beware, consumer beware.
Well, I think that's their problem, and you should just crash through the barrier, smashing it up, and say, "Well, sorry."
Like Starsky and Hutch.
Yeah, exactly.
Dukes of Hazzard
Yeah,
stuff.
exactly. Yeah, you wouldn't accept my number plate. So,
Parking
so sod
meter.
you. I mean,
Well, the ones I've done, there's very little interaction with the machine. You go in, it takes the picture, the automatic number plate recognition, ANPR, and then you pay when you leave to the time that you've been there. but obviously it rounds it up to the hour. And then when you leave, so you don't actually ever put your reg in. The ones I've been.
Well, how does it know you've paid then? I mean, when you come to the exit barrier and it photographs your reg, how does it know you've paid?
So when you go through the barrier initially, you do get a ticket. Sorry.
Oh, okay. And
so
then
the ticket. You get,
is associated with your number, and then you put that ticket in to pay the bill. Yeah.
Yes.
Fair enough.
Yeah. When you've bought a paper ticket and displayed it in your car, this way up. What is the grace period? So if I'm like, I've got to get back to the car, I'm 5 minutes late. What's the grace period from the park?
I don't know. That probably depends on the council.
I've heard 15 minutes.
15?
But I've heard 15 minutes, but I don't. That's hearsay. You know, that could have been Rosie from Devon.
No, but you've got one ear. But one ear is blocked, so it's presumably 7.5 minutes.
Very good. That's good.
I think it's 10 minutes. I think
maybe
you've got 10 minutes.
But surely it just depends on the authority that run the car.
Yeah.
They probably I wouldn't have thought there's a statutory time that they have to use.
Yeah, but if you had a really good excuse like, I was helping an old lady cross the road, or I fell over and sprained my ankle, if you had a really good excuse like that.
Yeah, I don't think those are very good excuses, but that's just me.
Well, in an NC...
I was trying to save the world.
I
was diffusing a bomb in the town centre. Yeah. That sort of thing. That's a good excuse.
That doesn't sound believable, though.
Yes, I know.
That doesn't be true.
Helping an old lady across the road sounds believable.
Well, does it? I mean, do you think,
that's a heck of a road.
Can you see Faye helping anybody across the road?
Well, that I can't.
Next up, Deech. You're talking about something I love. I love daily.
Ooh, what do you love?
I love weekly. I love monthly. Yeah. Breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Sandwiches.
Oh, you love a sandwich?
Oh, I love a sandwich.
Well, let's first kick off. What's your favourite sandwich? Or have you not got a favourite sandwich?
I went to a reception the other day and I had a cheese and pickle sandwich on white bread.
A cheese and pickle?
And I forgot how flipping lovely they were.
Yeah.
The taste was in my mouth.
It's a classic, isn't it?
All
cheese and
afternoon,
pickle.
yeah.
Yeah, it's very ordinary, but it's beautiful.
Beautiful. I don't think you can get anything
especially if it's on a nice piece of bread.
Yeah.
And I thought, when you say reception, are we talking wedding reception or?
Unfortunately, funeral reception.
Funeral reception, okay.
But the food was great.
Well, often is, I mean, it's like, why would the food be bad just because it's a funeral, We don't need to bother with the food, the guy's dead.
Dave!
But, that's whereas at a wedding, where everybody's completely pissed.
You don't have sandwiches at weddings, do you? Not really. You have
no, you're right.
You have a wedding breakfast, and then you might have posh.
Yeah, why is it called a wedding breakfast?
I don't know.
Because.
Oh, here we go.
Because it's the first meal of the marriage.
Oh,
so you break the fast.
We haven't eaten since we got married an hour ago.
There we go.
We've been fasting for an hour.
Every time you say something, every time you come out with something now, Deech, Rosie is fact checking.
Yeah, I hope so.
On a device going, that sounds like shit.
Rosie, if you're listening, can you contradict Deech, please?
Do it, Rosie. Go on, do it. Do it. Go on, you use up all your gigabytes.
In Devon.
Anyway, listen, we need to get back
Rosie is actually AI.
Can we get back to sandwiches, please? Because I feel
What's your favourite sandwich, Dave? You haven't answered the question.
Well, I'm not sure I was asked it. I think Deech asked you.
I hadn't asked Dave. I think he's ham and mustard.
Oh, that's really close.
BLT.
Really close. Beef and mustard.
Beef and mustard.
Ooh, I like a
cold roast beef and a bit of English mustard. It's got to be English mustard. Right. I love that. Really love it. The day after.
Anything else inside?
Just butter.
Just butter? Yeah.
Always have butter. But no, nothing else.
So what's the origin of the sandwich?
Well, it's that Earl sandwich, isn't it? Or whatever.
Invented in Tesco's in 19...
That's right. A meal deal. Yeah. The Duke of Meal deal. Was it Earl sandwich?
That's correct.
Right, I thought it was. Yeah.
And it was, in actual fact, a beef sandwich.
Oh, was it?
So yeah.
Was there English mustard involved?
Well, probably not, or that hasn't been documented. But he was John Montague, the 4th Earl of Sandwich, who invented...
Hell of a coincidence that he was called the Earl of Sandwich and he invented
the
sandwich.
Yeah.
Who'd have thought?
I know.
That's right. The Duke of Beef Burger as well.
Yeah, I know.
The hot dog, it was weird. So, 1762, he was an avid gambler, this man. He was quite important. He was First Lord of the Admiralty. And he used to go to a lot of gambling houses, played cribbage. And he would get hungry and he would want to eat something, but without sort of getting his fingers dirty. And he, didn't want to use a knife and fork. He wanted to hold his cards. So he got one of his servants, one of his butlers, to fetch him a piece of meat, but held together in 2 pieces of bread. So he could carry on playing cribbage or whatever game. And that's what he would do in all the gambling houses he would do. And then sort of time would pass and people would say, oh, I'll have one of those things that old Sandwich have. He was referred to as Sandwich.
Yeah, yeah.
And then before long, around London, it was, you'd order sandwich. What Sandwich has? A sandwich. And it was a piece of meat in between 2 slices of bread.
That's amazing. I didn't know. I didn't know it was because of gambling. I mean,
I did know that because I watch Horrible Histories with my daughter. So,
oh, brilliant!
Yeah, and I mean, I wish Horrible Histories was around when I was at.
Oh, me too.
Because I just really didn't get on with
It's
history.
inspiring,
We had a really
isn't it?
terrible history teacher, but yeah. I've learnt a lot about history through Horrible Histories, but the way that they portrayed that whole story was,
Yeah.
And I love the
really
thing where
good.
the little rat comes on with the "This is true" sign.
Ratus.
Yeah,
We need one of those for Deech, don't we?
Yeah, we could have one on this podcast. This is true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Except with Deech, it would be this
Yeah.
needs fact checking.
Yes. Yes.
So let me go through my 7-step process.
7 steps to a perfect sandwich.
Step 1, remove bread from packet 2 slices at a time. Place on a plate, keeping them on top of each other.
Stop.
Oh, here we go.
Where do you get your bread from in the loaf? Do you go beyond the crust? Because I know you like the crust.
Yeah, well remembered.
So do you go right into the middle of the loaf where it's softest and it hasn't been? So if the bag's already open, the end will get a little.
Hang on, we're
bit
making a lot of
harder.
assumptions here. I mean,
I go
not
to
all
the
of us have sliced bread, darlings. I mean, some of us have, homemade bread that has to be cut with a knife.
Is that what you do?
I do make bread, yeah.
Do you make your bread?
I do.
Okay. So this is you raise a very good point here, and this is the traditional loaf.
And it's pre-sliced.
Pre-sliced.
Thick or thin slices?
It doesn't matter, but I would personally
being
choose for
pedantic.
taste-wise thick.
Okay.
So that's the other thing. So we have in this country various slices.
Still only on step 1.
I know.
on step
It's
one.
going to take
Hey.
ages.
So we have medium slicing.
If you want to fast forward here, listeners.
I'm looking forward to Dave's because it will be step 1 and step 7. Just edit out all the filling, all the filling.
Oh, very
Exactly.
good.
If you want to hear the other 5 steps that we've cut out, please
So
apply
it
to
could be-
Demitris Deech.
It could it's
Self-addressed
any thickness of bread. So and we in this country we go thin, medium.
For Christ's sake, can we get on to
extra
step
thick.
2,
Get
please?
on with
Extra. I haven't even finished step 1.
I know.
Extra thick is 16 mil, by the way. Yeah.
So dull.
Yeah.
Right. So where are you getting your
So
bread
what?
from?
Right.
in the middle
This
of
is the key. We have to. You have to listen at this point. Stop heckling, please. So step 1. You're out. You've gone from the middle part of the loaf, and then it's on the plate, one on top of each other as they've come out.
Not a cutting board. You straight
or
onto
a
the
cutting
plate.
board.
Oh,
or a
Faye,
cutting
don't give him an excuse to go off on another tangent.
And the inventor of the cutting board was no. Right, now
to be
listen. Now listen to
championship.
this. This is the key bit. Now, okay, you've got 2 slices. Step 2 is that you open them out like a butterfly.
Yes. So they line up.
You choose. Yes, thank you, Faye. So you choose the straightest edge because each manufacturer of a loaf of bread, they come out differently. Hovis is actually quite square. Warburton's has like an indentation in one of the sides. So you open. Do you know what I mean, Dave? You open them up like a butterfly.
Yeah, so that they're symmetrical.
So they're symmetrical. They're mirrored. Step 3. And I like marginal butter. Apply a knob of butter or a buttered knob and spread evenly over both slices, ensuring you get to each edge. Now, realistically, it probably won't be butter because butter you have to leave it out of the fridge.
Yeah.
So it's either left out the fridge or use a margarine.
We always leave our butter out of the fridge.
Right, now at this point, this is what I do. I, at this point, season with pepper.
Are we still? What step are we on now?
3. And you sprinkle red onion. So I've already cut my red onion. Why do I use red onion and not a white onion?
It's really good for you, and it doesn't give you bad breath.
Correct. It's far sweeter taste. Don't use white onion on a sandwich. White onion has to be cooked.
I love red onion.
Yeah.
Well, white onion doesn't have to be cooked, but I agree with you. It does make your breath smell. I actually love the taste of raw white onion.
Yeah, I do too.
And I do like it with cheese, but I take your point about the red onion, Deech.
Gives me terrible farts though.
Oh, does it? Yeah. Have you been eating it this morning, Faye?
No, that's just it.
Oh, that was the cat.
Anyway, step 4. This is when you start stacking the sandwich. First on goes cucumber, sliced cucumber, and then goes the tomato. Now, this is if you are going to eat it straight after manufacture. Mm-hmm. If you were going to take it away like a packed lunch, you do not put... Let me repeat that. You do not put cucumber or tomato next to the bread because the moisture...
Goes soggy, yeah.
Yeah. So if you're doing that, you then have to layer something in between.
Even if you've got butter as a sort of...
Butter won't quite do it.
Put your cheese on.
You want either cheese, or if it's a BLT, you'd put your bacon or lettuce. I don't use lettuce for my salad sandwich. I use baby spinach leaves. Step 5, you squirt your mayonnaise in, because I have mayonnaise.
Oh yeah, that's healthy.
Squirt.
Yeah, really healthy.
Yeah. But of course, if you're scooping from a jar, then you put that on with the butter.
Okay.
Because you can't spread mayonnaise on a tomato very easily with a spoon.
He's making the
Step 6, baby spinach leaf goes on top of the mayonnaise. The mayonnaise acts like a good solid, like a base. It sticks the
unless you mixed it with the butter earlier.
Unless you've mixed, yeah. That's but I make this is for me. And my computer's losing battery now. Step 7, you fold over and slice in 2 diagonally.
All right. Do you think we've done enough on sandwiches now?
There's loads more. We could do an entire podcast
on sandwiches. We could.
I've got to say, there is loads that you can talk about sandwiches. I could go on forever. But Dave, it's not all about me or about my sandwich. It's time for you to drone now. Drones. Now you've used a drone, haven't you, in some of the marketing and publications that you've done, where you've had a drone flying around you and filming you.
Yeah, we used a drone for one of the early Dullman's podcast trailers. Yeah. Where a very good friend of mine and Faye's as well, Matt Bigwood, who owns a drone, he came along and filmed it for me on top of a common, and it was actually quite hard work because it was a very windy day, and it was quite difficult to pilot the drone because of the wind. But what I wanted to talk to you about really is the fact that the drone has become so ubiquitous. So first of all, what is a drone? Well, it's an unmanned aerial vehicle, a UAV.
Okay,
that's the sort of very simple definition.
A radio-controlled aeroplane.
It could be that a model aeroplane. I was going to come on to that actually, but I mean they're not really. These days they're mostly domestic drones are sort of helicopters, aren't they? They're sort of they've got whirring sort of helicopter type things on top of them.
You've got 3, haven't they? The ones you buy.
It depends. 3, 4, 5. The more they have, the more weight they can carry. Okay. Some of them only have 1, believe it or not. They're very small ones. But the drones have been around for a long time. And I wonder if you'd like to guess when the first drone was used.
1982.
Well, let me give you a clue.
Yeah, it would be...
The first people to use drones were the military. So forget about people photographing golf courses and stuff like that, because that's a very recent thing.
1964.
Yeah, this is a tricky one. I suppose it's on the definition of a drone because...
Well, it's an unmanned vehicle. I've already given you that. An unmanned flying vehicle.
The Germans used unmanned missiles, didn't they, in World War II?
Yeah,
so I'll say 1940.
Yeah, it's an interesting one about the missiles. You're talking about the V2, which was Hitler firing them at London. That generally speaking, in the world of drones, something that is in itself a munition, i.e., a shell that is propelled.
Yeah.
By a jet engine in the case of the V2, they tend not to count that as a drone.
Yeah, okay.
But fair point. I mean, you could argue that.
Okay, so I'll say 1970 then.
Okay. Well, I'm afraid you're both miles off.
Yeah.
Because unbelievably, it's July 1849.
No.
Yeah. It's ridiculous, isn't it?
Was it Bluetooth, Wi-Fi?
And it was a balloon. Okay. So people used an unmanned balloon.
Yeah.
And it was used in naval aviation to try and drop munitions.
What year did you say?
1849. So it was a hot air balloon.
So would that would that have been at the? No, that was way after the Napoleonic Wars, wasn't it?
Yes, yeah. It was after. So the Austrian forces were besieging Venice, and they attempted to launch 200 incendiary balloons at the besieged city. The balloons were launched mainly from land. However, some were also launched from the Austrian ship SMS Vulcano. At least one bomb fell on the city. So 1 out of 200. That's not a great targeting record, is it? But so that was that, and it's generally accepted that was the first.
People.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just think, you would have had no idea what was happening.
Well, except only one of them hit the city. So
yeah, but just seeing 200, I assumed hot air balloons were they?
I guess they were hot air balloons. Yeah, they
coming over.
Yeah.
Wow.
And anyway, so that was a long time ago, 1849. But the Spanish engineer in 1903, Leonardo Torres Quevedo, introduced a radio-based control system called the Telequino at the Paris Academy of Sciences in 1903 as a way of testing airships without risking human life.
Oh, okay.
So they were flying airships, but they were radio controlled. So
wow.
So that was 1903.
Yeah, that for me is the first one. If that was radio controlled, that's crazy.
Well, yeah, but I mean, if your definition is an unmanned aircraft, then but obviously the fact that it was radio controlled,
you could control it in air.
Yeah, whereas obviously those Austrian balloons, they had no control really, and that's why most of them missed.
Yeah.
So
they missed their target, but there were 199 innocent casualties.
So bringing that right up to date, obviously, there's been a lot of development over the years through the 2 world wars and that sort of thing, and now, of course, drone warfare is huge. Because obviously we all see it on the news all the time with the Russians and Ukraine firing drones at one another. And of course, the advantage of a drone is that, you're not risking anybody's life because you're either controlling it from the ground or you're pre-programming it to do something.
Yeah.
And if it's the right sort of drone, hopefully it comes back and you can use it again. Mm-hmm. Not all of them come. There are kamikaze drones which simply find the target and blow up. But there's a great movie, if you're interested in this sort of thing, called Eye in the Sky from 2015. Helen Mirren and Aaron Paul, he of Breaking Bad fame, and Alan Rickman. It's directed by Gavin Hood. And Eye in the Sky, I would thoroughly recommend it. It's an absolutely brilliant movie, and it's all about the dilemmas of the military using drones to attack terrorists when they're trying to prevent a suicide bomber. And it's set, in various places. The drone pilots. One of the scenes is the drone pilots themselves. The other scene is a sort of Cobra committee in Whitehall, where Helen Mirren and Alan Rickman are making the decisions, along with some politicians, about what to attack and when. And then the Americans, because they're the ones that actually have to do it. And then there's people on the ground in this fictional place where the suicide bombers are. And then there's and the whole thing becomes all about, well, what's acceptable civilian casualties. And it's so gripping. It's absolutely brilliant film. And it was Alan Rickman's last film, I believe, as well. Very sadly, before he died. And but it's, Eye in the Sky, it's a very interesting introduction to the whole world of military drones. But the whole domestic drone thing has really taken off in the last 10, 15 years.
Yeah.
One place where I've really noticed it, and I don't know if you guys have as well, is in TV dramas. So in TV dramas and documentaries as well, they always now seem to start with a drone shot.
Yeah.
Always.
Following a car.
You
down
follow
a country lane.
Or coming up over beautiful landscape of trees and moors and stuff. And the producers obviously cannot resist it.
Yeah.
Because it is beautiful photography.
Yes.
And it's what they call high production value photography. Because in the old days, that would have required a helicopter.
Yeah.
And a camera on a gimbal would have been, it's incredibly expensive to do those, when you see them in old films, that's a very expensive piece of kit. Whereas now it's not. You can get 4K cameras attached to these very sort of relatively cheap drones, and you can hire these companies, and TV production companies do that. They hire specialists to come in and say, right, let's get a few drone shots and all that sort of thing, and they love it. They sprinkle it all through the drama, and it's even Countryfile and things like that.
On fishing,
absolutely, they use it all the time.
Yeah.
They cannot resist it, and I kind of don't blame them because they are beautiful shots. They, as I say, they're ubiquitous. They're everywhere. You can't get away from them now, whether you're getting bombed by them or filmed by them or the police are following you with one. Okay, well, that's it for another episode of the Dolmans podcast. Before we go, we have to vote on our very controversial fact of the episode.
Yeah.
Faye, have you got one in mind?
Yeah, I think it's yours, actually,
Hey,
Dave,
I got a
because
vote.
I had no idea that drones have been around.
So the fact
that
that
long.
drones have been around
Yeah,
all
I
that
think
time.
that's incredible.
Okay, well, good. I'll take
scary.
that. I'm very happy for you to give me your vote. Thank you.
Dave is.
Yeah, I am. I've got a big smile on my face. Deech, I'm fairly certain you're not going to vote for me.
No, genuinely, the fact which I found most interesting is that the word amateur comes from the French amour.
Yeah, I didn't know
You were
that.
gonna say.
I didn't know
It was-
that. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And it wasn't sort of linked to any of our subjects. But I agree with that, Deech. I think that is a very good fact.
Yeah, well done.
So I'm afraid I hate to say this, but Deech has won again with his and at least I got a vote. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
happy about that. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, I did.
Sorry, parking machines didn't cut it this week, Faye. But
Quite,
you know,
there
what
we
can I
go.
say?
Very good.
Anyway, thank you very much for listening. Thank you, Faye. Thank you, Deech, for joining us on the Dolmans podcast. And don't forget to subscribe and listen and tell all your friends. And we'll be back soon with another episode.
But a quick point about a cheese and pickle sandwich. I can only accept a cheese and pickle sandwich if the cheese has been grated.
Ooh.
Not sliced.
Yeah,
and
this
if
was
it is
grated. This was
there
grated.
we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
It's
And
fantastic.
ideally, and I don't know if they did, ideally mixed with the pickle.
No.
No, I
What
agree.
on earth are you going on about?
Yeah, you
That's
mix it
so
up.